Hello friends, welcome to Creator Based Software Training Center. Let us discuss about top 10 exceptions. Okay, based on who is raising an exception, all exceptions are divided into two categories. One is Jvm exceptions, the other one is programmatic exceptions. What are Jvm exceptions? The exceptions which are raised automatically by Jvm whenever a particular event occurs are called Jvm exceptions. Example: arithmetic exceptions, null pointer exceptions, etc. The exceptions which are raised explicitly either by the programmer or by API developer to indicate that something goes wrong are called programmatic exceptions. Like example, insufficient funds exception, illegal argument exception, varying exception as discussed in the previous class. Okay. Altogether, I will discuss about 10 exceptions, top 10 exceptions. Let us discuss about the first one. Array index out of bounds exception. It is the child class of runtime exception and hence it is unchecked. So, this is raised automatically by Jvm whenever we are trying to access array element with out of range index, then we will get this array index out of bounds exception. Example, I have taken this int x is equal to new int of 5. So, the range of this array is 0 to 4. So, what I am trying to do is system.out.println x of 9. X of 9, this is not in the range, right? We can only print within like x of 0 to 4. But what I am trying to do is x of 9. It will throw an error saying array index out of bounds. Same with the example below. Even system.out.println x of -3. -3 does not fall in the range, right? Even 9 does not fall in the range. The range is 0 to 4. So, obviously, we will getting an error saying array index out of bounds exception. Next one, null pointer exception. Even null pointer exception is a child class of runtime exception and hence it is unchecked. It is raised automatically by Jvm whenever we are trying to perform any operation on null. Example, string s equal to null, system.out.println s.length. What I am trying to do is, I am trying to get the length on the null object. Obviously, it will throw an runtime error saying, runtime exception saying null pointer exception. Okay. Next one, class cast exception. It is the child class of runtime exception and hence it is unchecked. Raised automatically by Jvm whenever we are trying to typecast parent object to the child type. When you are trying to cast parent object to the child type, then we will get the class cast exception. Consider this one, string s is equal to new string of, I have taken some string creator, object y is equal to object of s. S is of type string and I am trying to cast it to the parent. So, this is fine. We can cast child to the parent one. Consider the below one, object o is equal to new string of Sam. So, string s is equal to string of o, but o is internally string only. So, we are casting string to again string. This is also fine, but here object o is equal to new object, string s is equal to we are trying to cast a variable of type object to the string one. So, we are trying to cast a parent object to the child. This is not possible. Okay. Obviously, we will get a class cast exception. Stack overflow error. It is a child class of error and hence it is unchecked. Error is of unchecked, right? So, automatically this is also raised automatically by Jvm whenever we are trying to perform recursive method calls. Okay. Consider this example. I have taken this class, public static void m1 is the method which is calling m2, public static void m2 is the method which is calling m1. In the main method I am calling m1. So, whenever I call m1, m1 is internally calling m2, m2 is again calling m1. This will fall into a recursive loop and it goes infinite. So, what will happen? If you know runtime stack memory in the previous classes, first main will be pushed into it, then m1, m2, then again M2 will internally call M1, M1 will internally call M2. This will go on, right? At some point stack will be overflowing, right? Hence we will be getting this stack overflow error. No class def found error. It is a child class of error and hence it is unchecked. This is also raised automatically by Jvm whenever Jvm is unable to find required dot class file. Okay. See, I am running this command java creator best. If creator best dot class file is not available, then we'll get runtime exception saying no class def found error. Next, exception in initialize error. It is a child class of error and hence it is unchecked. Raised automatically by Jvm if any exception occurs while executing static variable assignments and static blocks. At that particular time, we'll get this exception in initializer error. Class creator best static int x equal to 10 by 0. I am trying to give a divide by 0 error through a static variable. When you do so, you will get an exception in initializer error. Coming to this example, creator best static block. I have taken a static block string s equal to null SOP of s dot length. See, we will get an error saying exception initializer error caused by java.lang.null pointer exception, because within the static block I have taken a string variable which is null and I am trying to get the length on it of a null variable. Obviously, we will be getting a null pointer exception, right? So it will throw a runtime exception saying exception in initializer error. Next, illegal argument exception. It is a child class of runtime exception and hence it is unchecked. This is raised explicitly either by the programmer or by the API developer to indicate that a method has been invoked with illegal argument. Let us understand with an example. The valid range of thread priorities is 1 to 10. If you are trying to set priority with another value other than 1 to 10, then we will get a runtime exception saying illegal arguments exception. Thread t is equal to new thread, t dot set priority 7. This is fine, right? Because the priority range is 1 to 10. T dot set priority 16. This will throw an exception saying illegal argument exception due to the range, right? 16 does not fall within the range. Next, number format exception. It is direct child of illegal argument exception, which is child class of runtime exception and hence it is unchecked. This is raised explicitly either by programmer or by API developer to indicate that we are trying to convert string to number and the string is not properly formatted. Okay. Int I is equal to integer dot parse int of. I have taken this number. This is fine. Int I is equal to integer dot parse int of 10. This is string, right? This format is not correct, so it will throw an exception saying number format exception. Next, illegal state exception. It is a child class of runtime exception and hence it is unchecked. Raised explicitly either by programmer or by API developer to indicate that a method has been invoked at wrong time. A method has been invoked at wrong time. See, after starting a thread, we are not allowed to restart the same thread once again. Otherwise, we will get runtime exception saying illegal thread state exception. See, what we did is thread t is equal to new thread. I have started this thread t dot start. What I am trying to do is I am trying to start the thread which is already started, right? Then it will throw an exception saying illegal thread state exception. Next, assertion error. It is a child class of error and hence it is unchecked, raised explicitly by the programmer or by API developer to indicate that assert statement fails. Consider this one, assert x greater than 10. If x not greater than 10, then we will get runtime exception saying assertion error. Okay, altogether, like these are the top 10 exceptions. These first 6 exceptions are raised automatically by Jvm, and hence these are Jvm exceptions. Next 4 exceptions are like raised explicitly either by programmer or by API developer, and hence these are programmatic exceptions. These are the top 10 exceptions. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit bell icon. Also like, comment and share. See you next time.